The New York Knicks are trying to steal our head coach, but this is better than we thought for Rockets fans, as a new update sheds light on what the Houston front office said about the whole situation. And in this video, we're going to talk about the major implications that this has for not only our team, but for acquiring an NBA superstar. And so, welcome to Rockets Digest. I'm your host, Donovan Ricondo, and I want to change it up a little bit today. I want to say thank you to the 19.5% of you from the bottom of my heart for not only watching these videos, but subscribing to our channel. From everyone here at Rockets Digest and Digest Media, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for subscribing, for tuning in. We appreciate everything that you guys have done and supporting us throughout our 3 months here on YouTube and making this the best content channel for Houston Rockets fans. So thank you to the 19.5% of you watching these videos. Now, let's get into the story for today. This tweet from Ian Begley last night. He said Knicks formally reached out to the Rockets for permission to talk to head coach Ime Udoka, and the Rockets denied permission, per people familiar with Rockets' stance. Mike Francesca said the Knicks reached out to Minnesota and were denied permission to talk to Chris Finch. The Athletic's Kelly Eichel reported last week that Rockets had no interest in entertaining any Udoka to New York scenario. And by golly, that is the correct decision to make. Do not give in to any sort of New York advancement. Say no, say no, say no. Ime Udoka is here to stay in Houston. We've been saying it here on this channel before, and we will say it one more time. Udoka is the key to a championship here in Houston. He is going to be the coach that gets us there. It's going to take time. It's going to take, a couple more years. We'll see how this offseason goes and the next season goes. But we are confident that Udoka is our guy. And this is something that The Athletic also reported on, saying Udoka and the Rockets are, quote, committed to the long-term project and are actively preparing for a busy off-season, end quote. And as a Rockets fan, that gets me really, really excited for the two reasons that it mentions. The first one, committed to the long-term project. Throughout this off-season, we've talked about that long-term project and building a championship team, as Rafael Stone said. He wants to build a team that can be a good team for years to come, not just for next year, but for years to come. And so that's why you draft guys like Şengün and Alperen Thompson and Jalen Green to help and get you there. And he understands that head coach Ime Udoka is a key piece in the foundation of all of that. When they hired him 2 years ago, they laid out the plan. They were like, this is the track that we want to be on. And kudos to Udoka. We are already ahead of schedule. His very first year, 41-41. His second year, 52 wins, second seed, first round exit, which is, we wish we would have made a little bit further for being a second seed, but nevertheless, still surpassing all the expectations heading into the 2024-2025 season. And so he has proven everything of being a solid head coach for us in only the 2 years that he has been here. And don't just take my word for it. If you're a fan of First Take, you got Stephen A. Smith, who had this to say about Ime Udoka not too long ago, saying, quote, Ime Udoka is one of the best coaches in the NBA. This brother is something better. When Jay Williams brought up about the New York Knicks reaching out to Houston, I got a text. You don't have enough, they said. You couldn't pay us enough. Ime Udoka ain't going anywhere. I got that message. He's not going anywhere. And damn right. They should hold on to him for dear life. And hold on to dear life for him we shall. Ime Udoka, again, has proven that he can be a fantastic head coach in the NBA. 2021-2022, he was the head coach for Boston, leading them to a NBA Finals. He was 51-31 in his tenure, in his last year there. Again, I mentioned the 41-41 and then the 52 wins. In the past 3 seasons, 144 wins to 102 losses, a 58% a 58 winning percentage. And so everything that we're seeing time and time again is him proving to everybody that he is one of the best coaches in the NBA. He is crucial to the foundation for this team. Now it's time to talk about, maybe an extension. So when you see all these teams, right, wanting to email, or when you see the New York Knicks, right, a good quality team want to interview Ime Udoka, you want to do anything possible to help take bidders away, right? If the Knicks are interested, that tells me that this team is interested, or that team B is interested, or that team C is interested. And so as a front office, you have to kind of think to yourself, well, how do we make sure that he is here to stay, right? He is under contract for a few more years, definitely, but the discussions of a contract extension, maybe not this offseason, but perhaps after next offseason, maybe you can sign him to a longer contract and keep him around for a little bit longer. And so that is an update in itself, right? We're saying no to the Knicks, and we're focused on the now, building for next season, but also the years after that, right? Keeping Udoka on the team. And so I expect there to be an extension if this season goes very well. There's no reason to not extend Udoka. Again, one of the best coaches in the league, has proven it time and time again. But the other thing that I want to talk about, right, is what they said right here, right? Actively preparing for a busy offseason. Now, it's no secret the Houston Rockets have been involved in a lot of trade talks this entire offseason. We've covered a lot of them. If you have not watched them, do yourself a favor, check that out after this video. But we've discussed them all, from Giannis to KD to players from the Celtics. They have a very expensive roster. Maybe we can bring someone over here, to guys like Trae Young, Ja Morant, whatever it may be. But today, I'm wearing the KD shirt. I'm wearing the Texas 35 across my chest. And so I feel inclined to talk about Kevin Durant, right? There's the rumors regarding that have been heating up. If you've not watched our video earlier today, we talk about just that. Kevin Durant trying to work out a deal. Houston Rockets are one of the favorites for that to happen. And after this news today, the news that I just reported on, I feel our chances are even more to be a favorite, right? And so the reason for that is because of the relationship between Kevin Durant and Ime Udoka. Now, it's been no secret before. We've all known that they have had a relationship. Ime Udoka being a head coach in this league for the past 15 years or so is familiar with KD. They've had conversations. Let's put it in KD's words, actually. Kevin Durant had this to say on head coach Ime Udoka. Quote, "I was with Ime, so I know how real he is. He doesn't sugarcoat a damn thing. He's going to tell you exactly what he feels and how he feels you should play, regardless of what your status is in the league, and that goes a long way as a coach. Your players will tend to respect you in the long run, so I always figured he'd have success." And that's a very interesting quote to me, because players have respect for their coaches, no doubt. No player, or very rarely is a player flat out disrespecting their head coach. But with this quote, it tells me that goes to an extra level in terms of KD and Ime Udoka. Now, Udoka was an assistant on the Nets when KD was there, and so they've had that relationship for a while. They've built that. They've had experience with each other. And so from what I can gather, it's that Kevin Durant would have no problem whatsoever playing for a head coach like Ime Udoka. Durant has made it clear he wants to win a championship before he retires, right? That's what, in the next 3 more years, I would assume that Kevin Durant would play in the NBA. So he doesn't have a lot of time left. And the Houston Rockets have a solid team. They have a lot of key pieces. They have a great defense, and they have a head coach that they can rely on, and that KD can also rely on to help win a championship. Now, nothing's ever a guarantee, but you definitely want all the ingredients to achieve that championship. And so, going further into what KD has said about Udoka in the past, this is from 2021, Kevin Durant talking about Ime Udoka, about their relationship. He said, quote, just friendly trash talk. I mean, Udoka talks so much expletive to me. So it helps, I guess, that there's competition between us two teams because I'm sure we're all going to be around here late in the season. End quote. And that was when Udoka was head coach of the Boston Celtics and KD on the Nets. But that's their relationship. It's friendly, but it's still very competitive between the two. Trash talk, right? There, it's there's a mutual respect when it comes to that, and so I think that Durant wanting to play for a guy like that, for a head coach that is experienced and has a relationship with before, gives the Rockets an advantage. I know San Antonio is one of those teams that is in the mix for KD. With Greg Popovich not being their head coach anymore and that being Mitch Johnson, that dynamic can kind of dissuade Kevin Durant maybe a little bit. I see the Timberwolves out there, Chris Finch, the New York Knicks. They currently don't have a head coach, so it's a little bit awkward there. So that's why, in my opinion, it gives the Rockets a significant advantage over these teams. They have the relationship. They have a ready team. They have a great defense. They're just missing that primary score. And what better way to get someone than Kevin Durant, future NBA Hall of Famer, former two-time Finals MVP, NBA champion. And so it just brings that into more of a light. The advantages that the Houston Rockets have regarding, this trade with KD. Now, whether or not I understand the criticisms. Some people don't like KD. They don't want him on the team. Completely fair. Absolutely fair. I hear you. I've seen the comments. A lot of what you guys are saying makes total sense, right? 36 years old. Is it worth trading that away for 3 years when you can get, 5 years of Şengün or 5 years at least of Jalen Green, whatever it may be? And those are all valid, completely valid reasons. I just like to stir the pot a little bit because this very well could be happening. And if it does happen, that is going to be our reality, right? KD on the Rockets, trying to win a championship. Everything lined up, he is on the team. And so if that does happen, we're going to deal with it, essentially. We're going to have to cheer. We're going to have to hope that that is the right move and the move that is going to bring the first championship to Houston in 30 years. So with that, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Ime Udoka, about the KD trade talks. Let me know in the comments. I'm very, very curious to hear more about what you all have to say. And as always, if you've made it to the end of the video, that tells me you love this content. You are a true Rockets fan. Why don't you do yourself a favor and be a part of those 19% of people that are subscribed watching these videos and having a good time. We'll see you next time on Rockets Digest. I'm your host, Donovan Ricondo. Adios.